This is a new year, and we must run in the spirit of new year. Many things will change, and we have started with the time of the meeting. The meeting henceforth starts 4:30 for 4:30. Between 4 o'clock to 4:30 registration. Once it's 4:30, we take the national anthem and we start. And we equally want to say that part of the New Year resolution is to ensure that we conduct the business of the meeting within 2 hours. If anything should keep us beyond 6:30, then that must be an extraordinary session. You bear with us, and it will not go beyond 30 minutes. So please, we want to call for your cooperation, your understanding, so that we'll run this meeting very professionally, and then we'll go back to our various destinations. On behalf of the executive, once again, I want to welcome all of us, and then say a very happy new year to all of us. The secretary, what is the next on the agenda? The minutes of the last meeting. I hereby hand over to the secretary to take us through the minutes.
Okay, it's projected already, and I believe we've gotten it on our mails. For those in attendance, those that attended the last meeting, it was shared in your mails, and those that registered via this QR code. So I also urge us to always register at any meeting so that you can always get the agenda and the minutes beforehand. So how many of us got the minutes? Those in attendance, those that attended last meeting, how many of us got the minutes? You don't check your mails? And it was sent on the WhatsApp too, on the general platform. Did we see it there? So we can quickly open and also go through, because we also want to stop reading minutes while we are here. So we believe you must have gone through it and noted down your corrections or observations, and we quickly go. So please go back to the first page. We'll run it quickly. Number 1, please let's do this together. Number 1. No, we are not reading. Just go through, look at it and observe what you needed to observe. Number 2. Number 3. Item number 4. Those ones are. Number 5. Okay. Number 6. Please, can you take it up? Number 6. Okay, number 7. Number
6. There are issues with number 6. No, go back. There was 6. Who is scrolling?
Who is scrolling? Please, can you go back to number 6? I'm trying to get it up.
Okay, I can say it from here. I will correct whoever has.
There's number 6, minutes of the last meeting.
Number 6, minutes
Of the last meeting, yes, please.
adoption.
Okay, adoption, yes.
And the name, O-D-E-Y, not H.
Okay, that's noted. Okay, so let's move to number 7. We should be getting to the tail end by now. I believe we are fast readers, are we? Number 8. Please, can you scroll up to, okay, number 8, okay.
Number 8, the last 2 lines.
Microphone.
Co-content creations.
Creation.
Transparency, not transparent. Transparency and
Proactive.
proactiveness is good, but transparency, not transparent. There was another one I saw. Lord have mercy.
Number 9. Have you seen it? When you see, you can call our attention so we don't. Can send it to me. Number 9. Are we clear? Number 9. Okay. The second line. Okay. Go back to number 9, please. Sorry, where? Who was the guest of honor at? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, okay, number 10. Okay, number 11. Twelve. 13. 'Hope we are still together. Number 14, the last but not the least. I believe we've gone through also. Any more corrections, observations, reactions? If none, let's move for the adoption of this minute. Okay, please, the microphone to Mr. Ode.
Thank you.
Sorry, hold on, Mr. Ode. Sorry. At least 2. Okay, thank you. Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Okay. In the absence of further observations and corrections, I, Oko Ode with the Y, move for the adoption of the minutes of the last meeting. Thank you.
Okay, that Y is so noted. So, okay, who is seconding this minute?
Yes, I'm on my feet. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the Executive Committee, distinguished fellows in the House. I stand to second that motion as duly moved by Oko Ode with Y. I so second.
All right, thank you.
Recording in progress.
SecGen Emeritus. Okay, I'll hand over to the chairman as we observe the matters arising from the minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think at the AGM, we promised that we're also going to resume this year with more professional minutes. And from what I've seen this afternoon, I want to say that the minutes of the last meeting was professionally written. So, Secretary, you have our round of applause.
Thank you.
So, the minute of the last meeting has just been read, and I'm glad that we just have a few corrections. Going forward, this is how we're going to keep it. Summary, not the whole details of what happened. Secretary, we want to appeal that we keep it this professional always. Matters arising. The first on the matters arising is report of the last AGM of the chapter. We now call on the chairman of that committee, distinguished fellow Grace Ayola, to take us through the report. Accordingly, you have 5 minutes. Thank you. And your time starts now, according to distinguished fellow Adigwe. So don't quote the chairman.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, ESCO members, distinguished fellows, professional colleagues.
Sorry, my sister. Your time will be 1 more minute to be given. I think you are the longest serving fellow. Please, you have a seat there just in front of you. Your recognition will still come from the PRO, but we cannot sit here as executives. And then a fellow of 1997.
Very distinguished.
1997, 28 years as fellow.
Longest serving fellow.
So,
very, very distinguished. A combination of beauty and fellowship.
thank you very much. So PRO, when we want to do, you still give her the normal recognition. This one is inviting her to the table. To the
Noted,
seat.
my chair, noted.
The chair, over to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy New Year to us all. Thank you. Now, this is a 2024 NIPR FCT AGM and conference report. The 2024 annual conference on AGM of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations FCT chapter was held to foster dialogue on critical national issues and provide a platform for professional development, team, leadership, and economic transformation. The event spanned several impactful activities aimed at promoting excellence in public relations practice. The planning committee, led by fellow Grace Ayola, was inaugurated on May 29, 2024, with a clear mandate outlined in 12 terms of reference. Sorry, can we project? Thank you. With a clear mandate outlined in reference. Despite a few organizational challenges, the activities and the program of the AGM were successfully executed between October 19 and November 28, 2024. We started with a This was held October 19, 2024 at the Bolingo Hotel, Abuja. The PR Solution Spotlight was a flagship PR conference, pre-conference event designed to address real-world challenges faced by public relations practitioners in the FCT chapter. It featured engaging discussions, practical case studies, and open dialogue format encourage knowledge sharing. What are the key highlights? Speaker was Dr. Andy Iheme, that captivated the program success led the NIPR president, Dr. Ike Neliaku, to propose its adoption as an institute-wide initiative. We are not clapping. Thank you very much. Participants provided overwhelming positive feedback on the relevance and practicality of the section. Then the day two, we have the pre-workshop, the PR workshop, for undergraduates of mass communication. And in attendance, we had about 3 universities, including the host university, which is the base university. We also have in attendance 165 students that attended the workshop. The team preparing for the AI-driven PR communications landscape, skills and strategies for success. As part of the chapter's corporate social responsibility initiative, this workshop empowered undergraduate students of mass communications with insights into leveraging artificial intelligence, which is the AI in PR practice. We have 2 speakers. We have Babatunde Oladapo, Communication and Liaison Department, FIRS, and the second speaker, Yinka Yekini Akinwale, Abuja Biru Chief, the cable. What are the key lessons? The key lessons from the student workshop. The section highlighted transformative impact of AI on content creation and public relations activities. The need for follow-up workshop to deepen understanding and promote ethical AI use was recognized. The third, strengthening partnerships with academic institutions was identified as a critical step to enhancing the value of PR education. Then the public relations professional workshop, which is the third event. This was held November 27th, and it was held at the UBEC Resource Center, Jahi. This workshop targeted PR communications practitioners and focused on enhancing their strategic and technical skills in an evolving professional landscape. We have speakers and the topics. We have our President, Dr. Ike Neliaku, FNIPR, who took PR Beyond Borders, reputation strategies for global competitiveness. We have Dr. Nina Samuel, AI and New Media Protocols. We have Dr. Omoni Ibeto, FNIPR, Managing Stakeholders' Expectations During Economic Downturns. What are the outcomes? The workshop offered practical frameworks and tools for navigating the complexity of modern PR practice, particularly during periods of economic uncertainty. Then the fourth event, which is the conference and award, was held November 28th, and the venue was Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja. And the theme for this conference was Leadership and Economic Transformation. The conference brought together top government officials, public relations professionals, policymakers, and industry leaders to examine the interplay between effective leadership and economic growth. Well, the keynote speaker for this conference was Dr. Obiora Okonkwo, an accomplished entrepreneur, delivered an inspiring keynote address exploring the role of leadership in fostering economic development. He emphasized ethical governance, visionary policies, and collaboration as pillars for national transformation. We had the panel discussion, which was moderated by Akin Abujule, FNIPL. The panel featured Malam Lare Isa Onilu, the DG National Orientation Agency, Professor Mohamed Kuta, Pioneer Pro-Chancellor, Kure University. And the third person was Professor Oke Ikechukwu, FNIPR. The panel provided actionable insights on leadership roles in addressing economic challenges and promoting innovation. And it was followed with an award. The conference ended with a dinner and award ceremonies celebrating distinguished individuals and organizations that have made significant contributions to society and the public relations profession. The following were award recipients: the Transcorp Hilton Hotel Long-Term Partnership Award, Mrs. Agnes Abaji, Exemplary PR Professional Award, Right Angle PR, Exemplary PR Agency Award. We have Ayo Adewi, Exemplary PR Professional Award, Ali Baba Atuyota Apombore, Excellency in Entertainment Award. General challenges: low committee participation. Despite a 21-member planning committee, only were actively involved throughout the process, increasing the workload on the few available hands. The secretariat-related delays affected planning and execution timeline. The third one is financial constraint. Late receipt of funds negatively impacted the timely execution of critical activities. Now, our recommendation. For future committee, there should be a clear communication channels and defined roles and responsibilities early in the planning process to ensure alignment. Number two, implement a more rigorous selection process for committee members, prioritizing individuals with proven commitment and availability. Number three, introduce deadline and accountability measures to ensure tasks are completed in timely manner in the future. Future committees should develop a structured fundraising plan and ensure financial commitments are secured well in advance of the event. This will allow smoother planning and timely execution of activities. The introduction of online payment and conference registration was a success factor in the planning of the 24 conference. It should be further enhanced and adopted for future chapter events. There were hiccups here and there, but I'm sure before the end of the conference, we were able to sort them out. So the conclusion. The 2024 NIPR AGM and conference successfully highlighted the critical role of leadership in despite challenges, the event achieved its objectives, providing valuable lessons and opportunities for improvement in future editions. The insight and collaboration formed during the conference promised to drive meaningful progress for the chapter, the institute, and the nation at large. The chairman, the committee wants to thank the chairman, the chapter executive, the institute president, professional colleagues, and partnering organizations who supported us to organize a successful AGM. Thank you. Now, this is the brief report for the financial report, brief financial report. I don't know if we have it to project on the slide, but I have very brief to just summarize what we have. Thank you. Financial summary for the 2024 FCT chapter annual conference and AGM. We had an income of 36,813,410, and then our expenditure was 23,581,500, and we have a surplus of 13,231,910. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is our report for the AGM and Conference 2024. It will also interest you to know that in 30 years, we've not had a woman that led the AGM and Conference. So this is the first. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Distinguished fellow Grace, before I yield the floor to the members, you raised the 3 issues. 1, the committee attendance. Number 3 is financial something. What is it about? I have 3 issues here. Low committee turnout, 2 secretarial related issues, then 3 financial what?
Yeah, at the point of execution, we still didn't get fund from some organizations.
Okay.
Promise. So that's part of
Okay.
what I meant. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll now yield the floor to members to make their brief comments before we move to the next item on the agenda. Chief Alaba, go ahead.
Distinguished fellows in the House, the Chairman, the ESCO, professional colleagues. My name is Akirogo Alaba Yusuf. I haven't got much to say than to praise Grace. I wish her more grace and steady pace. And I'm willing to say give the reward for hard work is more work. Because I could see in her, if you know her, you know she's a fashionista. She's a pioneer. So when you see the stress in her, she made it look simple. The job was not simple at all. If you look at the number of people, the quality of people that attended that event, that's very, very vital. The quality of people that attended. You know, array of stars, galaxy of government officials and the rest of them. So I think she deserves more than a round of applause. Maybe applause for her round. So, Mr. Chairman, I also need to tell you that you are yet to disappoint. The day you do, you know where we are. And everybody that was in the team, I think Mr. President, the President deserves more than, he also said it, but the Lagos people, you know, they don't agree, but they go agree at last. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say, let us keep contributing to this effort that we're making here, and but this year, let us do the business of the business. PR people should not be poor. Please, let's have more consultancy. More people want to work. And let's get this job done. Thank you very much. Reputation matters. Boldly, public relations.
Thank you very much. The name is Oko Ode. With the Y. Now, I want to first of all say a big thank you to the AGM committee led by fellow Grace Ayola. When the committee was announced and we saw the membership, we knew that some of the members there were very busy and were not likely going to be very available. Some of us feared for her. Yes. But she even noted it. And with all of that constraints and the funds not coming early, I might be wrong, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time since my membership of the FCT chapter that we are seeing 13 million naira surplus being posted. A committee that started with paucity of funds, delivered that caliber of AGM, and still left us a surplus in this economy, deserves a serious round of applause. Somebody behind me also noted it, and said perhaps because it's a woman who is the chairman. Well, like my elder brother Akirogun has said, the reward for hard work is more work. Perhaps we are setting up Fellow Grace for another chairmanship. God bless the chapter.
Good evening once again, Mr. Chairman, the EXCO, the fellows in the house, my honorable colleagues, good afternoon once again. I just want to put some footnotes on what the last two speakers have spoken about. They have actually spoken my mind. But what I want to add to it is that I just want us to still commend fellow Graceful Grace Ayola for a job well done. Because I remember, as fellow they said, when I saw the caliber of the people that were put in the AGM committee, I knew that, she has a lot to do. Thank you, my dear sister. So, because of that, I put it in my mind that whatever it will cost me, I will support her. Even that time, you will all recollect that
and that is why you are sitting with her.
You will recall that time I was in the UK. I was calling her from time to time. She also came to UK. She visited me where I was in London. We strategized on how to do this work successfully. And all along, I've been praying for her, supporting her. Do you know that sometimes 2 a.m. we discuss, she will tell me what is happening, I will advise her how to go about it, you know. So I want us not only to give her a round of applause, but let's give her a standing ovation. Gracious grace. Good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. They say women have taken over. So I think on this note, we want to very sincerely thank first and foremost the members of the chapter for really rallying around the committee and the executive to be able to deliver on this project. I want to agree with the speaker who said that it was not an easy task. It was not at all. And I know the support that we received from the chapter members. I do not want to take it for granted. When the whole exercise started, executive committee did not leave any stone unturned to make sure that we developed the website, a robust website that aided the success of that project. The executive committee was very committed to the assignment, and we are glad to say that it was a success. And then again, we do not take your support for granted. I was actually following from the back end the volume of payments online and the way the fellows led by example. I think this is the first time we saw very active participation of the fellows in terms of payment. the fees assigned to the fellow was the fee assigned to them high, yet they were still high in number that made that commitment. And that really helped us a great deal to achieve one or two things before the monies from organizations came in. So I want to once again thank the fellows, distinguished fellows. Then the members also lived up to the billing by giving us enough support. Then the associate also followed. So it therefore means that we are moving in accordance with our categories. So once again, we appreciate you. Just like so we equally want to mention, like somebody also said, that the quality of dignitaries we had was very, very top-notch. And then again, I thank the chairman, the executive committees, and very, very particularly our dear distinguished fellow Muhammad Kudu Abubakar, who did the magic. Because at times it's good to give honor to whom is due. I cannot sit here and claim that the Minister of Labor and Employment came on my invitation. I knew I had no relationship with him, but I walked behind the scene all the way from Bali, Indonesia, with distinguished fellow Abubakar, who really did us proud, and who did what I feel every public relations personnel should be doing. In most cases, you tell somebody that I need this dignitary to attend the event, say, oh, why are you just telling me now? Oh, you would have given us 2 months notice, 100 years notice. But I called him less than 1 week. We pulled this through. It didn't take him, I think, 3-4 days. He came forth for the chapter. And I want to call distinguished fellow Kudu Abubakar out. Stand up, please. Yeah, let's do reverse order. Come out. Let's do reverse order. The women had protested that to do standing ovation for fellow. So I'm not going in the way of standing ovation. Yes, I want Kudu Abubakar to come. No, wait first. Before he takes a bow, stand in front of the chairman and face the crowd. Yes. So I will now, on behalf of the chapter, do the standing ovation for you. And finally introduce Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. Thank you for that to us. In our meeting in October or September, I was sitting here and I challenged us that this year's AGM, we must have at least 1 minister in attendance. And I'm so glad that we're able to make it. We would have had more than, but 1 or 2 persons who were engaged to do the same assignment could not, for one reason or the other, deliver as Doctor did. So I'm so glad. Thank you very much. Then another distinguished member, not a fellow, who worked outside the committee, also did us very, very proud. When he comes in the next meeting, is out of Abuja, we are also going to recognize him. Majority of the dignitaries we had was brought by this gentleman. Interestingly, he's also a very new member who approached me on the day of induction and said, Mr. Chairman and Director of PR, I want to give him my best for the growth and development of this institute. I thought he was talking like every other person who is excited at the induction. Lo and behold, the assignment was given, and the distinguished member Yusuf delivered. When he comes, he's going to also receive his own accolade And then you will even clap for him more because he's a very handsome man. Yes. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think it was very interesting AGM, and we want to pray that we'll continue to have even better ones ahead. So I wouldn't want to go too far. Let me thank on behalf of the executive committee. The DG fund becoming. Yes. Becoming. So on behalf of the committee, the executive committee and the chapter, we thank the AGM committee once again, and we pray that those that have made commitments that are yet to redeem will do that so that our 13 million will be intact. Yes. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. So we now go into the next item on the agenda. So the next item on the agenda is Reputation Roundtable. It's updates we are going to be taking, but I want to say that unfortunately, the chairman of that committee is involved in an accident. Let me not say it's ghastly. Mr. Kibu traveled to Imo State. Then I think he was trying to catch up his flight to Abuja, and they had accident. He was unconscious for some days, but the God of the FCT chapter is at work. So he's really doing well in terms of recuperation, and the wife has also traveled to be with him. I spoke with her a few minutes ago, and the health report is improving. So that has actually kind of stalled the activities of the committee. That notwithstanding, we'll still go ahead with that project. That project is very, very important to the chapter. Reputation Roundtable is called, and we intend to use it to really do a lot. When they come, they will still speak to us. But we want to use it as a platform to have a robust relationship between the chapter and the directors of PR of different organizations. Like we said earlier, we are seeing gap between our spokespersons who are supposed to be representing us at various organizations are not doing exactly what the institute will want them to do. So we want to begin with training our spokespersons and directors of PR. And we have scheduled that program for Transcorp Hilton. Well, we'll still take updates from the committee, but not today. But what I want to plead with us is that anytime the program comes up, put it in your calendar, put it in your agenda. It's our program, we must run it. The National Spokesperson Summit is coming. I am the secretary of that committee. I want to also clarify there is no conflict, so that we don't say, what is the difference between this and this. The other one is called National Spokespersons Summit. It's also for directors of PR and spokespersons. This one is gearing towards adopting the same format, because whatever happens at the national is expected to cascade to all the chapters, so that we run as an institute and then we grow our membership, our capacity to deliver. The only difference is that beyond what we shall be doing at Reputation National Spokesperson Summit, there are like 3-4 objectives that are quite different that we want to use this platform to equally achieve. So it's a bit loaded, and then we shall be taking the updates as they come. The program was supposed to have come this month, but we also decided that we should come to a meeting like this. Welcome, sir. And then speak about it before we commence. So the executive committee in its wisdom has taken February for this project. As we speak, the Transcorp Hilton, we are having a bit of a challenge in terms of the date we have taken, but before the week runs out, they will confirm to us which of the halls is available for that event. It's going to be a signature project of the chapter, and we want to really see reputation in action. Some of the shortcomings we may have seen at the AGM is also a platform for us to correct and then move forward. So please, all directors of public relations that are here present, when I knock at your door, do not tell me that no, National Spokesperson Summit is coming, I have committed, I will not commit to this. I will advise that you commit to the two. I am in the two and I know how it feels. No matter how much you are going to spend for the two, the value you are going to get is more important. And like I said earlier in the previous meeting, the president of the institute is opening a lot of doors. We need to sit up as directors of PR, and we cannot sit up if we are not properly trained and take ownership of that office. It's our office, and enough of engineers, doctors, other people who do not know much about PR coming to take over jobs. In most cases, when the CEOs complain, I have also interacted with a number of them. You do not also blame them. Those who are currently, or majority of those who are currently manning those offices are not representing us at all. So please and please, before we come hard as an institute, brother, distinguished fellow Sadiq Kasim was there. You were there. Where I'm driving at is, at a point, the FCT chapter was called out. And when we came out, I want to so long. They saw the quality. They saw the stuff we are made of. And I was so glad by the quality of men and women, both in terms of size and portfolios they hold. Yes. So it was so interesting. So let's take that as a standard that we must surpass in Uyo. So please, let's take note. When we inaugurate the local organizing committee of the FCT, they will give us more update. Thank you. What? Question. Okay, let's quickly take that. Then we enter into one or two matters we have for the day. We'll begin to round up.
Once again, I say good evening, Mr. Chairman, the ESCO members, the fellows in the house, the elders, Chief Alaba Yusuf, and all my distinguished
Dr. Princess, if you don't live here 2 hours, we'll hold you responsible. I'm watching my time.
The only question I have is that what preparation are you having for us that are going by here? You know, we were trying to reach out to Ibom here. I don't know how far we have gone with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The details will be made available when the committee is set up. And then the Ibom Air, if from the national is the official airline, they will communicate that to us. We know the flight tickets now. It's out of this world. But as FCT, that is why we are number one. We must fly there. And those who go by road, God will see us through. Yeah, I think with that we have come to the end of the matters arising. We now move straight to the 2025 project for the year. The first project for the year for 2025, of course, we have talked about the reputation roundtable. We now go into celebrating the FCT at 35. It's a wild project, and then we must take our time to do it and do it very well. I will not bore us with too much details on it, but just like somebody say wow, please let it be a wow experience. Yes, the committee is going to be set up, and then at the executive committee we have really discussed it at length. We shall be calling for nominations for membership of the committee, just like the AGM chairman reported few minutes ago. I do not know how else we are going to be doing this membership of committee. I think it's time to talk about it. We need to get very, very serious about our commitment to committee membership. It's not going to be a bogus committee. We are looking at 9-man committee that will drive the entire process. But even at that, we wouldn't want a committee of 9. Only 2 will work. It takes commitment for us to achieve anything. NIPR is where we are today because of commitment some individuals are putting in. Why not be one of those who will also sacrifice to ensure that we get higher? So please, let's ponder on this and ensure that we have a wow experience. And from what we heard, the FCT as the Federal Capital Territory administration is going to be, I think, 60 or 50. They are celebrating something next year. Coincidentally, we are doing 35 as a chapter, the number 1 chapter. So if we do it well, I know that the Minister of FCT can as well invite you into the committee of the entire FCT to plan either Golden Jubilee or what they are about to celebrate. So please, the prospective nominees for this project, begin to search your souls, begin to search your mind. And if you want to volunteer, you have opportunity equally to send in your name. But one thing I want to assure you is that there's going to be a bit of a screening on this committee. Send in your nominees, but that does not mean that it must be taken. At this point, I think we need to be taking into cognizance some criteria, especially character of a person. So please, in any committee we are setting up, the character of the nominee must be considered. And if you have a character, you have a reputation, and they are put in a committee, and you fail to deliver, you also know that your reputation is at stake. So henceforth, what we shall be doing is that after the work of every committee, we must be able to know those who have worked and those who have not worked. And we shall line them up, celebrate them. And we shall also publish names of those who refuse to work. So now that we have Hall of Fame, we should also have Hall of Shame. So if you agree with the proposal, say aye. The ayes have it. So please, we need your support very, very well on this. So we now need to move to the next item on the agenda, and that is office space. The senior admin secretary, are you around? Is the projection on? So now the office project we talked about during our AGM, I think I made mention of it in our last meeting here. Then during the AGM it came up again and we informed you. And the decision was, it's not all about, it's a matter for discussion. It's a resolution by the ESCO that we must implement. And the reason is simple. We cannot claim to be the #1 reputation body in the country, yet we don't have regional office. it will not happen. So that if this is only what the executive committee will achieve in its entire tenure, which I know it will not be, we would have made a statement. We need to have an office where we can have a small courtesy call. We need to have an office where we have a small boardroom. We're not talking about bogus boardroom or very big boardroom like the DG Von. They're higher than us in terms of that. But we must have a boardroom where executive meeting should be holding. The executive committee of this chapter is too important and too big to be holding our meetings at the current secretariat. And it's also too big to be looking and begging for a boardroom outside our facilities to do our meetings. It's either we do our meeting at our own boardroom or we go to a hotel facility to do our meeting. So these are the things we have considered. And then we're also looking at a situation where we can actually book appointment and somebody comes to see the chairman of the chapter in the office of the chairman within our facility. We cannot be talking reputation without a reputable office. So please, we said this at the AGM, and then funding was supposed to be a constraint. And I told us that even if we don't have the finances in-house, the executive committee will go out, source for money, and give us at least what is very, very close to what we want to get. So I think so far so good. We want to report that efforts have really been made to secure office. And then we are glad to cut the long story short. We sought office here. We were given, but because of back and forth about money, we lost it. We went to Meitama, we said to Zone 3, and a whole lot of facilities we saw majorly are all living environments that are not befitting for office, with escalating prices and all whatnot. But once you have a good intention, God has a way of supporting your project. Lo and behold, this hotel that we are seated also provided facility for us. We have gone to inspect it at the last executive meeting on Wednesday last week. We have discussed it very extensively. The price they have given us for us is a takeaway compared to what is obtainable in a facility at the heart of the town like this. And then we didn't also want to disturb people like DG Von, FRCN and all that. They're already doing much. So we felt that we can as well do the little we can. So we have made a commitment. The cost is 5 million actually. It's bigger than what we have now. And then we have considered everything. So the next thing we should be looking at, beyond payment of the 5 million, which subsequently we should be paying 4 million, is the furnishing of the office. So work since Wednesday till date is ongoing to ensure that we get all the components of the office. And we wouldn't want to renew where we are now. This January is supposed to be the renewal month. We have been given payment advice to make payment, but the executive has resolved that whatever it is, in the next 2 weeks, now that we have been able to have this place, we don't have the money to do it, but we have resolved that it will be done. So by God's grace, the 5 million, the money to furnish the office and everything will be available, and then we'll move here. And one of the things we want to do is that we're not just going to park in quietly. Once the office is ready, we are going to do official commissioning of the office. Yeah. So when that is done, we are also going to recognize the donors of this project. And then we're also looking at a situation where by next meeting, the names of the donors will be rolling on our very fantastic LED screen. so that we begin to appreciate those who are really solidly behind the growth of this chapter. So I am appealing to all of us. The job is not that it's too big, but it will be too much for one person or one woman or one man to do. Let us join hands together. The facilities that we need, we have gone to furniture houses and we have seen them, depending on the size that we have here. And they are going to be fitted into the various offices. There's going to be a small bedroom for 8 or 10 persons. There's going to be the chairman's office. There's going to be an open office, but with demarcation for the senior admin secretary. And then we're going to also have a workstation for our staff. And then we're also seeing how the office can have a small reception, no matter how small it will be. But if at the end of the day everything is not fitted in, we must have the first three: boardroom, chairman's office, the office for staff, and then if reception is not factored, but we would like it to be there. So the day of the commissioning will also inform you, and we'll do it accordingly. I think so far so good. The next thing you will see on your mailboxes will now be not invite to, will now be the cost of furnishing each of these compartments. Anyone you are moved to take up, you take up. As an individual, as organization, let us call this a project that must be done. I think that is that on office space. Now the next on our agenda is we want to also, as responsible LESCO, that you have given your trust and mandate to run what we call a budgetary system for the chapter. It will not be nice that year in, year out, we are just whatever the day breaks, you see, you take. No. We should be able to have budget projections and then defend our budget during the AGM, and then it starts effect the 1st of January of every year. So we have discussed at the ESCO, and we have agreed that from this year we are going to introduce budgetary system, so that we also know what is being expended in the course of running the chapter. Some of us, if you ask us, say, with 10 million, we are good to go. It's a huge money to run the chapter. But just a few days ago, I took time to really calculate when the bills came to my table for signing. And I discovered that I need 23 million to just pay the staff of the chapter, then pay for this place that we are using for meeting monthly, and then probably pay for the office space. 23 million is gone. In fact, that was a kind of an eye-opener. Then I also looked at other cost centers in the course of running this system. And you see that it takes you nothing less than 50 to 60, 70 million. But if you don't have them in budgetary system, you won't know. So it's going to help us to do a whole lot, to know what we should be projecting. And after that small eye-opening experience, I had to challenge my ESCO, challenge the staff of the chapter, and everybody. Guys, we need to roll our sleeves and go. So the same way that is going to change the chapter members, so that we do the needful to be able to fund each item on the budget. Today we are using this place. I don't pray that it comes to that time where we now say, no, we are not going to serve meat pie for this meeting. The reason, because the budget is not funded. So let there be budget. Let us see the items on the budget, and then we are now going to be doing our approvals based on fund availability. So it's very, very important that we have that. So we're introducing the budgetary system, and I think it will work well for the executive and the chapter as well. So we move to the next one, NIPR FCT drawbridge project. That is another training that I would also appeal that we all subscribe to. This year, the chapter is appealing and presenting training in all our events, so that we need to be where we need to be in terms of acquiring the latest skills that will aid us. So the drawbridge, like you know, has a partnership MOU with the FCT chapter. That project will come sometime in March. We need consultants to take the briefs from big organizations like ICPC, NMPC, and the rest. So please, for those of you who have companies, firms, PR firms, prepare and be part of it. For those of you who are retiring from public service, prepare, come and take knowledge so that when you are setting up correctly. For those of you who are still operating but not at that scale, you need to come and learn the act of managing a public relations consultancy. Very, very key. So we are going to come up with the details, and then I pray that we all also subscribe to that. The Partnerships and Projects Committee, they are handling. Dr. NIPR will update us, but not in this meeting. So we move straight to digitization, yeah. If you look at the institute, both at the chapter and the national, digitization is the order of the day now, and we must continue in that. 2 times now, within the month, the national has organized a kind of training. We are now going to migrate into membership, online membership. So it's no longer giving me form to sign as a chairman. Whoever is going to come as a member now is going to apply online from the first day of February. So we are going through the training of approving the membership and otherwise. So it's been fantastic, and then after that we are going to cascade it. Now that we have, I think we should be only chapter or one of the chapters that have ICT officer. So by the time we are done with the training, the ICT officer is also going to be trained, including the senior admin officer, on how these things work. Then we are going to implement campaign so that everybody will be acquainted with the project. But for now, if anybody asks you about membership issues, let the person know that from 1st of February, we have migrated online. It's not a new thing for us at the FCT, because by God's grace, we have gone ahead of others and we are fully digitized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think those are the new projects so far. What we are supposed to be taking now would have been the professional platform. It's supposed to be taken by the Assistant Controller of the Nigeria Customs Service, Mewada. Unfortunately, he's unavoidably absent. He was here at 4 o'clock. Yesterday, he had a call from the CG to be somewhere with him, but he declined. And then he called me to say, Mr. Chair, this is what has happened. But he pleaded with the CG to excuse him because of the commitment to make this presentation today. Then at 4 o'clock, he promised me that he was going to be here at 4 so that he can take his presentation. He was here. Again, the CG called for another assignment. So I didn't know what to do. And then it happened that we wanted to use flight availability to tell the CG that the flight will not work. Lo and behold, a private jet was provided. So we had no excuse and to allow him go. So he pleaded. He sent me the slide. I have the slide, and then I wouldn't want to project it now. So he pleaded that a representation be made by his second in command, but the executive committee said no. we have gone beyond a presentation that is going to be taken by another person. Yes, the young man, fantastic, is proposed or nominee. Very fantastic, very intelligent, but there was a purpose. We chose the national spokesperson. So we are going to take that presentation, and it's very, very important. That is the most painful aspect of it. It's on an issue that all of us need. So we are going to take that presentation either next month or subsequent month. But it's going to appear here in person to do that presentation, so that we also gauge how our PROs are faring in their different organizations. So I think with your permission, we are stepping down the professional platform for this month, and then we take next month. I think this is where I shall be stopping it for now, while I give the microphone to the PRO to recognize some dignitaries that had come after the first introduction. The PRO, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, the distinguished chairman. Distinguished council members, fellows of the institute, and very distinguished colleagues, I want to tell you that we have a very, very revered council member here with us, the Director General of Voice of Nigeria. Please help me with a round of applause for Mr. Jubril Babandase, council member and DG Voice of Nigeria. I also just got to know, earlier we celebrated women, and then through the chair, we celebrated men. I think at the moment it may be Voice of Nigeria Day, because the immediate past Director General, I'm told, is here with us. Very distinguished Mr. Osita Okechukwu, FNIPR, former DG, immediate past DG. I'm told he's somewhere in the hall, or he's outside, okay, but so he's around. He's on a call, okay. When he comes in, it's good we bring him straight to the front. We also have the privilege of having the oldest fellow of the institute here with us. A combination of beauty, brains, and age. I've never seen it before, if you know what I mean. Age high up there, yet beauty low down here, you know what I mean? And then fellowship confirmed. Please help me recognize fellow, very, very distinguished Lami Tumaka. I'm told we have also with us, and I'll just quickly do that. I plead with the fellows, I'll come back to them. A very distinguished woman who has empowered women in INEC, the secretary to the commission, Dr. Mrs. Rose Orera Anthony. I'm told she's somewhere in the hall. Is she here? Is she here? Okay, okay, oh, okay. All right. So I'll move on to recognize our distinguished fellows. Our distinguished fellow Jonas Agu is here with us. Please, a round of applause for him. I've not seen anybody who does the road safety work better than him. He's safe on the road, and for NIPR, the road is sure when he's involved. So we can travel for the national AGM. If you have a fear of traveling, speak to fellow Jonas Agro. He'll clear the road for you. When it comes to the media, the name Kudu Abubakar is known. He's a fellow, and Dr. Kudu Abubakar is here with us. Fellow Brahman Adebayo Arambe Timo Feda, he died 1 ara in December by ensuring bags of rice went to where he should go to. Please give him a bag of rice. Round of applause. Very distinguished fellow Honorable Afolabi Olajuwon, very, very distinguished writer who always educates us regularly on the platform. Please celebrate him. Fellow Aliyu is also here with us. We also recognize you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. We recognize distinguished fellow Yemisi Oyekola from the National Assembly. She's in red today, the colors of the NIPR. Thank you for being here. We also recognize Lieutenant Colonel Adamu A.Y. Ngodi, Commandant, Army School of Public Relations, is here with us. The Commandant, where are you, sir? Thank you very much for being here, sir. We recognize you. We also recognize Mrs. Bukola Champion, Southwest Coordinator of Health Records Board. I'm told she's here. There she is. Please, a round of applause for her. The Head of Government Relations, NNLG, is here with us. Yakubu Bullman is here with us. Please, a round of applause for him. And I have just cited the Wali Shoyinka of NIPR. You can't miss the hair. As soon as you look to that side, you recognize him. He's our very own APRA Secretary General, Omoluabi #1, Dr. Omoni Ibieto. We recognize you, sir. Fellow Honorable Izobiwa Charles is also here with us. Thank you very much for joining us. We also recognize with us here Deputy Director from the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Mrs. Folashade Orimolade, here with us from Africa's largest radio network. Thank you for being here. And the team from Radio Nigeria, thank you for being here. We also recognize Tunde Oladapo, former Executive Secretary, WATAF, is here with us. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for being here. And a quick recognition of the team. You heard earlier that we have the people from the Customs Service here with us, despite the fact that spokesperson Mewada couldn't make it. They are here physically, and I asked them to stand for recognition from the Nigerian Customs. The team, are they still there? Okay. One is here. I know there were so many of them, so it shows commitment. Please, a round of applause for them. Let me inform you, distinguished colleagues, that we have a lot of people online, and they've been following this program online. Leading them is we have fellow Peter Oyineye. There he is online. Wave your hand at us. We can see you. We also have distinguished PRO Emeritus, my friend and sister in name from Etuk. She's online. You want to put on your video and wave your hand if you can. We also have Mabel Evori also here with us. We have our own distinguished Chief Moji Makojola. There she is. A round of applause for her, Chief Mrs. Moji Makojola. We also have Azu Ogugwa online with us. Thank you very much. Mabel, a wave for us so we can see you. You can wave your hand if you can hear us. Okay, there she is. Thank you. We have Victoria Abba, our Assistant Secretary General. That's in for Etuk there, waving. Thank you. Our Assistant Secretary General, who, by the way, just was bereaved recently. Our hearts go out to her, Victoria Abba. She's out of town. So thank you for being here. My friend and sister Cecil Egbele from the diaspora is here also with us. Cecil, can we see you? It's been ages. That's Cecil Egbele. Thank you. And everybody says beautiful. In Edo, we usually make them beautiful, if you know what I mean. And who else? I think I've gone through it all. So thank you very much, everyone who's joined us online. Earlier, I had recognized the Director of News earlier, Alima Musa of the NTA, leading the team from the NTA. Thank you very much for being here. NTA, we can't see you. We still can't see you. We can't see you. All right, and with that, I'll hand over to Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We need to really appreciate the quality of dignitaries that always attend our meeting. It's one of the things that other chapters are jealous of us. Yes. So we want to thank our distinguished fellows and personalities for always identifying with us. Let me just use this opportunity to thank very profoundly those that really supported or answer the call of the chapter at the AGM, we appeal to you to ensure that the chapter secretariat staff smile at December New Year. And then we got some bags of rice from that call. And on behalf of the executive committee, I want to thank very profoundly those who donated. And then on behalf of the staff, we thank you. We equally want to plead with you that occasionally, let me not say every day, occasionally donate to the welfare of staff, secretariat staff. This is their office, this is their farm. Just like some of us are having our offices in big blue chip companies and organizations, this is also their own blue chip organization. So please, once in a while, call on the secretariat and then make them happy, especially during festive periods. Let them feel that they are working in a reputable organization as well. Then secondly, there is an issue that is not supposed to be an issue that we need to handle. The hall is filled to brim, but when we see the attendance being read, it's 110, 120, 108. So we have investigated and we have discovered that some of us are still evasive of this e-registration. We cannot remain the #1 chapter if we don't embrace technology. And we have made it so simple that we have put every sphere of category of members into consideration. The super rich, the average, the poor, and the upcoming. So, please, when you come and you belong to the category of those whose phones are not Android, there's no problems. Please walk straight to somebody at the desk. We have a laptop dedicated for this, and you do your e-registration seamlessly. If we have the category of those who move into the hall with Android phone, but the camera or the scanner is not activated. Okay, no. You now have to see the nature of those who have Android but not Android. So, if you have not activated the camera in it, there's nothing, you can learn it. And right on the desk there, we have an IT specialist and some of our officers who will just press one or two things, activate it, and they start working. So at times, it could just be a simple thing, and you learn it and you are there. So that next time when you want to scan the barcode or QR code, it's just easy for you. Then if you belong to those who have the Android phone, like PRO said, and Android phone, so those who have it and know how to operate it, please, it's very, very important. Do this thing with a fizzy. Do it within 4 o'clock to 4:30. You do your online registration. We don't want to see booklet or paper again on attendance. And you are there. The reason is simple, but for two critical reasons. One is that the institute is driving to a point where if you want to do fellowship, they need to find out your participation level at the chapter. And if you come to me and say, oh, I've been participating in chapter meetings, I'll say, okay, no problems. Senior admin secretary, I want to call for the details of this person. When it comes to the issue of attendance of meeting, it shows that you are not there, because you can't if you are not there. Then you start arguing with us that, oh, no, but I was there. You even quote the person that took the platform and the person that did goodwill message. The truth is that you are not on the platform, and the computer will not lie. So you need it to access a whole lot of benefits from the national down to the chapter. If something happens to you, it could be positive we don't pray for negative. Even if it's positive for us to celebrate, we need to check. For me as a chairman to appear in your event, I need to know your commitment. So if you are such that is the DG of one, ordinarily he has something to do in his office that would have kept him. Well, here he is attending chapter's meeting. We didn't invite him as a special guest of honor. So he came as a member of the chapter, as a member of the institute. So if he's having something tomorrow and invite us, I may cancel some serious events to honor him because he's honoring the chapter. It's as simple as. So please, let's take these things very, very seriously. You have a lot of benefits to gain, and then you need it. Then, the minutes of meeting, the PRO, please, no more placing of minutes of meeting on a general platform. It's strictly only those who attend meetings that should be privileged to access minutes of meeting. And that explains why in every meeting you come, after reading the minutes, they said those who were present at that meeting should make comment. So don't come here and tell me that, oh, I didn't see the minutes, you didn't register. Because we are using the technology to track those who register. Your email is there. So as soon as the minutes of meeting is ready, we send it straight to your personal email. So you read, make your comments, and makes life easy for us. So please, you have a lot of reasons why we must be digitally inclined. We cannot afford to go below. We must remain number one. So I think it's important to stress that e-registration. Yes, I equally want to appreciate a few individuals who have developed love for the chapter to the point that distinguished fellows will be out of Abuja. During meetings, they will be calling that, oh, Mr. Chairman, sorry, I will not be able to attend because I am in Uyo, or I am in this place, or I am in this place. A number of them who are not in Abuja have taken permission. Elder Joe Ita is penning him that is not here today. He has called, he has sent messages and all that. So I want the young ones coming, please emulate. And I want to say again and again that the distinguished fellows of the FCT extraction, they are exceptional. We must say that. So please, the next one is an agenda from the national. They have written to us in serious correspondence that they want to see the chapter's evaluation on the new fellows of the institute. The law says that when you become a fellow, you will be under probation for 2 years. And the chairman of the chapter must access your activities and give what we call in our office confidential report to the national. Yes. So they have requested for that. And the question is, Mr. Chairman, how are you going to rate our newly inducted fellows? So if from what I'm seeing on my dashboard is saying excellent, that is what I'm going to do. If what I'm seeing is not projecting who you are, I'm also going to make my recommendation. So please, let's take this thing seriously. Attendance to chapter meetings, the president is also taking it very, very seriously. So for those who are applying to be fellows, another opportunity for you to write your name in gold. We have a project that we have reeled out. In your fellowship form, there is a portion they will ask, what contributions, financially and otherwise, are you going to make to the growth and development of your chapter? I feel it, and I'm committed to my commitment. Every fellow feels the same portion. So it's not just enough to say you want to apply for fellowship. Beyond your qualification, beyond your 10 years being member as a full member, what contributions have you made? Because then you are going to stand before the board of fellows, the committee, and they will ask you the same question. So the chapter secretariat presents itself as a wonderful platform and opportunity for our aspiring fellows in May to write their names in gold. The secretary, please communicate those aspiring fellows that are not here so that they will also be with us. Yeah. So I think that is basically it. We need to really contribute to the development of the chapter and the national as well, so that our institute will be what we want it to be. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, okay, after taking a few more recognitions, we'll go quickly to the audience moment. It is not going to be chairman talk. We need to also get feedback from the distinguished attendees sitting before us. Then there's something we have been escaping, PRO. We have members from diaspora, and it's always in our minute. Please, I am mandating you to give 1 minute or 2 to members of diaspora, 1 person to represent them, so that we know that they also follow us. I think that is that. Let's go to the next item on the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. So from the diaspora, we would ask Cecil Igbele to stand by to speak. A quick recognition of very distinguished Madam Sarah Sander, former Director Training, now retired from the NTA, and she was an aide to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you for being here, always regular at the meeting. We also have Mrs. Joy Onu from Aftan TV here with us. Thank you very much for being here. Where is she? Okay, there she is. Thank you for being here. There's a list of agencies that have specially supported the chapter, and the senior admin officer has put that list. I think is it online? Is the list ready? Okay, they are working on it. This will be projected. If the name of your organization is not there, it means you are found wanting. You need to support the chapter regularly, and the organizations there are very, very respected and appreciated by the Institute. With this, we'll now move on, shall we, to the diaspora. We have 2 minutes for you, Cecil Igbele, if you are online. Are you still online? I think I can see her. She is. Cecil Igbele, can you speak from where you are, or?
Maybe she decided to just be smiling at us.
No, she put on her video moments ago.
Okay,
the others are within Nigeria.
When they are when the diaspora is ready.
Okay.
We are.
Okay. Okay. So we'll now go to audience moment. We'll go to audience moment, but before then, let me inform you. I mentioned earlier that is Voice of Nigeria Day. Because the Director General of Voice of Nigeria is here, I would give him the first shot to speak for the audience moment. But let me recognize very distinguished Mr. Osita Okechukwu, former immediate past Director General. Where is he now? Is he still here? Okay, he's there. There he is. We request that you come forward, sir. You're an elder, sir. Please come forward, sir. Okay, please give him a round of applause. With that, I will now respectfully invite Council Member, Director General of Voice of Nigeria to come to the podium. As you would expect, he's going to pay homage to the immediate past DG. It is Voice of Nigeria Day. Please give Voice of Nigeria a round of applause. As we now welcome Mr. Jubil Ndase. Please a round of applause for him, DG Sir and Council Member.
to my mentors, classmates, friends, senior colleagues, and the immediate past Director General of Voice of Nigeria. My dear brother, thank you for Nigeria, and thank you for all you did for Voice of Nigeria. I want to assure you, sir, that we'll build on the legacy that you left. One of it is that through your leadership, you are able to provide the Voice of Nigeria. And indeed, every other thing that you discuss and handed over for me to continue on your behalf. Thank you, sir. I would like to also use the opportunity to thank my big auntie, Auntie Lami Tomoka. Thank you for what you have done and continue to do, and continue to provide leadership for us and be a beacon of hope. Thank you, ma. Thank you, my elder brother, and Damosen Inupi. Thank you, sir, for your mentorship and your continued interest in me. Thank you, sir. And indeed, there are several others in the hall, because for me, I have many elder brothers, elder sisters, and mentors who are very proud of me and who are here. So I feel highly delighted to be here. And to my friend, the chair of the FCT chapter, Mr. Stanley, thank you for the friendship. Thank you for always being there. To Mr. Edward, you and I have come a long way. As a senior colleague, I appreciate all that we have done together and will continue to do. Aisha, my friend and sister, politically conscious lady that we all work together as students in Bayero University, and I'm happy that you are also continue to project Bayero University with what you're doing. And to the chapter, the golden voice of the chapter, thank you for what you're doing, very proud. And the Wale Soyinka of NIPR, my friend and brother, also very proud of you for what you're doing. And several others in the hall. I see my sister and friend, Grace, and other aunties, and every other person in the hall. For me, this is homecoming. Even though it's a very tight moment for us as head of MDAs, when my friend again called me this morning and said, he has sent an invitation earlier that he wants me to be here, and I promised him, I said, whatever I'm doing, I will be here at least to reconnect with the constituency that made me everything that I am today. I'm glad that I was fortunate at the early stage of my career to be able to marry PR and journalism. And one thing that for me remains very profound for all of us who have taken the part of PR is that there's no any other profession that continuously put premium on continuous mentorship for people. And that is why you can see people of various generations, some who have served and have retired and should really not care about coming here, like my big auntie. She shouldn't be here. She's not here because she needs money from our institution to sponsor her from Lagos to come here. She's okay. He doesn't need to be here. He has served the country. And several others in the hall. And when those of us who are younger people see them, we feel reconnected. We see the commitment that they exude, and then inspire us a lot. When I came in and I saw a lot of people who shouldn't be here. They don't have to be here under any, because they are directors, and if they don't come here, they will not be marked attendance. They are not here for attendance. To my sister from NTA who retired, served and retired very well. To the director news who shouldn't be here. She's a very senior person, but she's here, and several others. I am using this, I'm saying this so that those of us who are younger people should understand what PR means. It's about network. It's about connection. Anytime I organize an event, even as a private citizen, my team will always be surprised how I'm able to drive people to attend that event. And I said, I always remind them about one thing that the author of the CEO said, that as an individual you require things you require to fill basket of life, and one of it is network. You require knowledge, you require skill, you require network, because whatever you do, it's about the people. It is the people who will make whatever you do tick. When I was coming here, I was excited, and I was looking forward to listening to my younger brother, the PRO, National PRO of Nigerian Custom, newly minted Assistant Controller of Customs. I'd like to use the opportunity to congratulate him publicly. And I'm also happy. He's an example of what is possible when you have the right leadership. He's able to achieve what he's achieving because now Custom has a controller general who is a professional, a PR man, and who knows the place of PR. I have been privileged to be a spokesperson to a state governor, 2015 to 2019. And I tell you that no matter how good you are as a spokesperson, there is always a nexus between the capacity of a spokesperson and the understanding of the place of PR of the strategic leader in which the spokesperson works. And therefore, we all need to support what this Controller General of Customs is doing and let this escalate to other institutions. I also like to use myself as an example, always. I am an example of what is possible with public relation and how, if you stay true and you stay loyal and stay loyal to mentorship and mentoring, what is possible. I am here today by the grace of God, and this is not something that is new to many of you, and I'm not always ashamed to say it wherever I find myself. I'm here because someone knows what is good for me more than myself. And one US general in one of his books said that sometime in life there are people who know what is good for you more than yourself. That is where mentoring and mentorship comes in. We are all raw talent at a certain point in our life, but you have someone who will say, no, this is the part you should do to all of us. Out a client service officer with now the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, slightly after I left the university and did my service. I continuously combine PR and journalism continuously, but stay true to that mentorship that PR offers. And therefore, I'd like to urge all of us, particularly the young professionals, you can go on your own, yes, but where people will recommend you or talk about you will not be there. That is where the place of mentors come in. You will leave the university, you'll be raw talent. You require someone to say, no, this is the path you should follow. And then when decisions are taken, where young people are required, it is your mentors that will recommend you. You will not be there. You are too small to be in that important room. That is what brought me here. That is what took me to Mina as spokesperson. And that is the reason since I left the university, I don't know unemployment. I've never looked for a job. I have always been recommended for one job or the other. I know, thank you. When you are in the midst of your mentors and you see them smiling and shaking their heads, you are encouraged to want to say more. So, the point I'm making is that every time we come to meetings like this, a reminder about what is possible when we all understand that a child can't grow past his mother. Yes, there's a popular saying. Many people, some will be surprised that when I stood up, I walked up to my elder brother and very respected Nigeria, very committed, Mr. Osita Okechukwu. One thing many of you don't know is that when he was serving the government of Baba Buhari, at some point for 1 year, he couldn't go to his home state, not to go to his own community, because of his commitment to one Nigeria and his determination to say, no, this is what he believes in. This is one of the things that define him as a Nigerian. So I'd like to use this opportunity to let you know and to tell you that at Voice of Nigeria, we put premium on communication and the role of it. And that is why we remain very committed to the values and the mandate of the Voice of Nigeria, which is to continue to shape positive narrative about Nigeria and Nigerians, Africa and Africans. And since I came on board, I said we'll be very intentional, unapologetic, forceful, consistent, intelligent story, because others are busy telling theirs. And we are saying that at Voice of Nigeria, we are not saying Nigeria is a perfect country. No, no country is. But we are saying that if something good is happening in Nigeria, let's say it the way we have it here today. This hall is full with people, respected people, who have made their mark in public and private sector. So why should we allow 0.00% of people, some of them inconsequential, define who we are? You talk about federal road safety today, the sources of federal road safety impossible, like the MC say, without my brother and friend there. He lives federal road safety. And that is why we are not surprised that you are where you are today. Thank you for your commitment to federal road safety and indeed to this country. Some of the programs that you started are come to define public federal road safety today. But finally, I'd like to urge us to understand the role of public relations in national development and image molding. We all have a role to play. And in PR, it's not just about what you write or what you say, but also about what you do. And I'd like to assure you that as Director General of Voice of Nigeria, I'll continue to live up to those values of public relations to ensure that we continue not just to help in shaping positive narrative about Nigeria and Nigerians and about Africa and Africa, but to also continue to be a good ambassador of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations generally. I'd like to commend the NIPR chapter, our FCT chapter. On a lighter note, even though my organic chapter is Kaduna,
see myself, and there's always been this argument by our mentors that actually the Kaduna chapter is the #1 chapter in the country.
Sir, don't say that on our microphone, sir.
So, but anybody who comes here know that something good is happening here. So I'm very proud to be associated with this, and by extension to say that we're very happy that the NIPR president has taken NIPR to another level. That today, wherever you go, NIPR seems to be one of the most important professional institutions in Nigeria today. And anytime I speak with him, I said, I wonder how those who walk around him manage. Because even as a council member, I know that there are over 20 meetings on a weekly basis, largely Zoom and others. So thank you most sincerely for giving me this opportunity, and I apologize if I have taken more than required minute. I'm just excited and happy to be here, and thank you most sincerely for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, DG sir, Mr. Jubril Baba Ndashe. Thank you, we appreciate you, sir. We'll quickly go online and take just one comment in 1 minute. We have local diaspora. So Cecil Ebele from the international diaspora apologized that she's in class. So the immediate past PRO, Inifon Etuk, is going to speak local diaspora online. Inifon, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tokwe Ojeme, able PRO. Good evening, our chair, respected members of ESCO, our fellows, and very, very distinguished professionals in the room. I am very honored to be called on to say a few words. It is my first time ever attending our chapter meeting online. And I would tell you for a fact that the sense of growth and inspiration that one feels is something that we're very proud to identify with. Having served as PRO of the chapter, I can say that there's so much innovative decisions being implemented by the new leadership, and it's something we identify with. Coming on the heels of everything the DG Fund just said, we can fully relate and connect with what is going on within our institute, both nationally and at state levels. And we must commend our institute for this. So I'm very happy that we're starting on a very strong and promising foot. I'm looking forward to the AGM in Akwa Ibom. And for other celebrants, I'm a December baby, so please keep my cake for me. When I come back to Abuja, I'll be happy to continue supporting the chapter as always. So thank you so much, and all the best to all of us for the year.
Chairman, for conclusion. Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are now pressed for time, but no matter how much we are pressed for time, there must be audience moment, and that takes care of the AOB. Well, we thank the DG for that brief remarks, and we appreciate you, sir. I want to equally say that we didn't actually miss the professional platform for today. That can as well go for professional platform. So thank you very much for that wonderful delivery, sir. Now we are going to do it this way. We just have 3 quick comments. We want to keep to our time. It's going to have the audience/AOB. So PRO will take notes, 3 comments. For that 3 comments, I will just, as a privilege, this thing give to APRA Secretary General. It's not among the 3. So he will talk to us briefly on APRA issues. But why he is there, let's have the 3 people representing the entire audience so that we can round up.
So if you wish to speak, please indicate. Number 1, the special rose. Number 2, any other? Who's number 2? Please raise your hand. Number 2, our very distinguished fellow, Lamin Tumaka. Number 3 has to be a man. Yeah, it has to. I mean, 2 women. How about it? It's not a men's NIPR. It's not a women's NIPR. Yes, any man. Don't fall our hand, man. Don't fall our hand. Okay, we'll take the two. We'll take the two. So, microphone, please.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, all the distinguished professionals,
Your time is
practitioners.
running. Your time is running.
Yeah, I want to build on what the DG said, because I'm a private woman. I run an NGO, and PR had been my backbone. PR had given me all I need. PR had made me what I am. I've been able to open doors and enter into that door because I'm a PR practitioner. I have the boldness, I have what it takes to talk to whoever I want to talk to. So why am I saying this? To build on what he has said, please never you neglect the gathering of PRO people. And never you neglect being mentored. And never you neglect learning. I'm not saying educated, being educated. No. Never neglect learning. Learning is everything. So that is my own contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Distinguished Fellow Lami Tumaka. Living NIPR legend.
The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just want to congratulate for a successful meeting, for all we have done, for all we will do, and all we'll continue to do, and to say that, like my younger brother said, there's so much to learn, to gain from public relations, from networking, and from loyalty. The key word is loyalty. Speaking personally, I know what I have gained from being loyal to my boss, Dr. Dakuku Peterside. I'm terribly sorry that he was supposed to be this main speaker at our event, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. He's somebody I'm terribly proud of, and I remain grateful to him. I remain loyal to him because I know, like you said, you're who you are because of God, and you're who you are because of your mentor. I'm who I am myself because of God and because I was properly mentored. So what am I saying? Loyalty is key. Mentorship is key. Networking is key. Like he said, I don't really need to be here. I flew in from Lagos. I live here, but I was in Lagos. But I flew in, I came. I'm tired, but I still came. Not for any reason, to associate with you people. The chairman, God has given us a wonderful chairman. Given us the president, who is also, I've never seen a more humble person than him. I tell him this every day. And because of it, he's making waves. I'm very proud to be a member of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, particularly the Abuja chapter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And with this, we move to the Wole Soyinka of NIPR. Please help me welcome Dr. Distinguished African Fellow Omoni Ibieton, Secretary General of APRA. Sir, you have 1 minute, sir.
Oh my God.
I'm directed to tell you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Fellows, members, brothers and sisters, let me seize the opportunity to congratulate our sister, Ajia Lame Tumaka, for membership of the Nigerian, the board of the Nigerian Reputation Management Group. It was announced, and you can see that we celebrated it so much in APRA. Gentlemen and ladies, I just need to give us a privileged information. Ordinarily, you will have gotten this in black and white. However, we lost a very, very critical member of the planning committee for the APRA 36 conference. For those of us who knew Leah, the president of APRA, my dear brother Ari Karani, who of course is concurrently the president of PRSK, has been terribly down like other people who are devastated by the transition of Leah. For those who saw the photograph of NIPR president visit to Kenya just a few weeks ago, the lady who presented him with the flower is the person who transited just a few days after. Now, because the APRA conference this year is being hosted by Public Relations Society of Kenya, because Leah has been described by my brother president as the fixer, the engine of PRSK, we feel that we need to honor this lady because we will not be able to do much until she's interred, which is just in 2 days' time. Thereafter, you will get information. But may I say to us, we need, as a very, very central part of APRA, we need to get ready for this conference, which is going to take place between 9th and 14th of June. Why June? Typically, May is the month we celebrate APRA conferences, because May is the African month, the month of the formation of the OAU and of course AU. We decided to do this June this year because APRA was established in June 50 years ago at Republic of Kenya, where we are returning to have the 36th conference and the 50th anniversary. It is a historic conference. Despite the challenge that we have had, we will proceed to do it. But I just want to appeal to us, without taking much time, please be prepared to be in Mombasa, to make fantastic presentations about what's happening here in Nigeria, and to participate in the 50th anniversary. You will hear from one of the members of this chapter. By the grace of God, will be involved in marketing that conference for Abuja and the entire northern Nigeria. But I just need to let us know so that we can keep our money and be ready to be in Mombasa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We'll just quickly take for 1 minute fellow Prince Moses Duku. I learned he raised his hand, but I didn't see him because of the poll. Prince, okay, there he is. Okay, please, sir, just a moment. 1 minute. Let's hear from him, our distinguished prince. He was once a guest speaker on our professional platform.
Mr. Chairman, the ESCO, why do I think that you will do this? Distinguished fellows and my professional colleagues, good evening. I want to make a few remarks about how proud, truly proud I am to be a member of this institute and this chapter. The chairman is a very special person. He reminds me of many of the seniors we have that have contributed to my personnel as a public relations practitioner. If I start acknowledging them, there's no time for that. So I just want to sum it up by saying that the institute is something, it's a platform that builds men and women into their dreams. All of us know, I'm the legal advisor to the chapter, so I'm a practicing lawyer. I worked before with Julius Berger as the head of public relations, and then I moved on to Greenville, where I left recently. And of course, no matter what you are, once you get involved in public relations at a good and enjoyable level, it's difficult to leave it. So I started a public relations firm. We will talk about that at some other time. Yeah, so, but this I must acknowledge, Chairman, we built a new chambers. That's my law firm. We built a new chambers, and we were to dedicate it and inaugurate it. And I took liberty to invite our chairman. The chairman came. It's very interesting and very encouraging and inspiring at the same time. The chairman came with Uzo, and chairman was at the gate receiving my guests and making sure everybody was served. You know, it was very touching, and I can't help but talk about how proud I am of what he did at that event. And that's because we work together. I'm encouraging everybody by saying this to apply and commit yourselves to the activities of the Institute, and particularly so the activities of our chapter. You can never regret it. Mr. Chairman, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Prince.
I'm glad you are my chairman.
Thank you, Prince.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prince.
Everybody.
Thank you. And on behalf of Prince, please give our chairman another distinguished round of applause. As we conclude, we want to recognize new members. Please, new members, rise for recognition. You're joining us for the first time. You are an intending member, newly inducted member. You've not attended before. Please stand up for recognition. Please give them a round of applause. And those around them, please give them a handshake. On behalf of the chairman and ESCO, please give them a handshake. From all of us to you, welcome to the most important institute on planet Earth and the #1 chapter in Nigeria, by extension in Africa. Welcome, welcome, and welcome again. Please be seated. Please, the senior admin officer, Mr. Uzoma Wosu, where are you? That's our permanent secretary. There he is. For all our new and intended members, please meet him after the meeting. Uzoma is our PAMSEC, his senior admin officer, our own, I elect to call him PAMSEC, permanent secretary. So please meet him as soon as we're done. We'll now have the birthday celebration. November, December, January birthday celebrants. Those online, including NIPR and those here, as I hand the microphone over to Yeye Aisha to handle.
Please, while they are doing that, because we don't intend to stay here after 7 o'clock, while they are doing that, let me quickly announce that the Young Professionals Hub, please and please, those who have indicated interest in the NIPR television project or broadcast project, we may likely have a meeting tomorrow or next. That project is very, very important. Then we are also working on our newsletter that we may likely launch next month. Please do well to give us adverts and contribute. The PRO.
I'm also trying to inform you that lunch is on our way out. So as you move after the birthday celebrations, after the anthem, you will have opportunity for lunch. Yeah, Aisha.
Thank you very much. We have only 2 minutes to do this, but I would like to quickly call on November, December, and January celebrants to step out. And to cut the cake with them, I'd like to invite our distinguished guests. The DG Vaughn, is he still within? Okay, I would like to invite the former DG Vaughn, also call Aji Aladi, to please join the celebrants. If you're born in this month, please come out. This is a special birthday celebration. We're combining 3 months together. And I would also like to invite Ajaladi, please, can you join the pictures?
She's the celebrant.
Oh, she's a celebrant.
Yes,
oh,
she's
wow.
a celebrant.
You see, I didn't even know. That's so nice. Thank you. I would like to invite the ESCO members to please join the celebration. Fellow Sadiq and my mentor. They said we should be having mentor. Damasaning Kano, Damasaning Nupe, my mentor. My mentor, Alajukudu Abubakar, please join them. Oh, he's also a celebrant. Oh my God, this is so nice. So I would like to have the guests. Malam Jibril, please join them. You are special guests. Are you celebrating as well? Okay, please just join the photo session. Please, this is a special birthday celebration because we're combining three. The former Jivon. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can we all rise? DJ, can we have a good music to celebrate the special people born in the month of November, December, and January? Let's make room so that the camera can capture everyone. Where's my chairman? No, Mr. Chairman, you need to be in the middle, sir, please. You need to be in the middle. I don't want to be part of it. So we're going to cut this cake after spelling the NIPR acronym. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this as quickly as we can so that we can keep to time. So we're going to cut the cake after spelling the acronym, the NIPR acronym. So please, can I have the first letter from the audience, the second one, the third one, and the last beautiful letter? Congratulations, the December, November, and January